my man Lindsey. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, first, I want to thank everyone for coming. I want to thank our great gang of 8. We're sort of assembling in pieces here. It's been an amazing group. Every one of the people here, you can say without question, this wouldn't have happened without each person who's a member of the gang making this happen. It's an incredible job, and we all gave, and we all took, and we all fought, and we all smiled, and at the end of the day, we held hands and walked out here together. And it's been an amazing experience. Every one of us feels that way. The strong bipartisan vote we took is going to send a message across the country. It's going to send a message to the other end of the Capitol as well. The bill has generated a level of support that we believe it will be impossible for the House to ignore. We have a strong bipartisan majority in the Senate. We have the support of the American people. We have the backing of the business community, the labor community, Catholics and evangelicals, growers, high tech, the immigrant community. We have support from one end of this country to the other. Some of the most liberal people in America support this bill, and some of the most conservative, and everyone in between. So, we're going to get this done, and in the coming months, our colleagues in the House will hear a drumbeat of support for our bill that'll start tomorrow and won't let up. The American people want deficit reduction. This bill cuts $900 billion from the deficit. The American people want job creation. This bill grows the economy by additional 3%. And the American people want a strong border, and this plan shuts the door on future waves of illegal immigration. It will be unsustainable, in my judgment, for the House to oppose this bill. We've taken a giant step forward towards solving our immigration problem today. This is the beginning of a wonderful day for America, because America has always been a nation of immigrants, and every time there are some who say turn your back on the immigrant, they lose, because we all know it's part of the American fabric to take people from abroad and in one generation turn them into proud Americans. That's what's made our nation great. We're not going to prevent that from happening again. We're going to make sure it continues to happen for future generations around the globe, no matter where they come from. The great thing about America is we take anyone and everyone and say you can be an American, and they want to be Americans. It's a beautiful thing, and we're on a journey to ensure that that will happen for generations to come. My pal, this great, great leader, he is so strong and he is so tough, and he smiles throughout it all, most of the time, except when he yells at people.
I have been elected by the other 7 members of our Gang of 8 as Miss Congeniality. I'd like to thank, again, all of my colleagues. We represent a broad spectrum of the American political canvas, and we've been able to come together with a common cause. And I want to thank Chuck for his outstanding leadership. I want to thank Dick for his advocacy for the children, especially of those who came here without unwillingly, and my friend Michael Bennet from Colorado, who's done a great job, and our distinguished chairman of the Armed Services of the Foreign Relations Committee, Bob Menendez, who I think contributed enormously from his experience and background. And I'd like to thank my friend and colleague from Arizona, Jeff Flake, a new and very important member of this coalition, and of course, Lindsey Graham, who brings a great deal to any discussion and subtracts a great deal from any.
But he subtracts the bad stuff and adds the good stuff.
There you go. And Marco Rubio, an incredibly articulate spokesperson for the things we stand for and believe in. At the time we announced, the Gang of 8, a couple of months ago, of our agreement, the question was asked over and over again, well, how do you think you can get it through the Senate? And I said, and we said, that behind us, it wasn't the 8 of us, but behind us was a coalition that has not been ever assembled before. The evangelical community, the Catholic Church, the AFL-CIO, the Chamber of Commerce, a broad spectrum, the growers, the farm workers, all of that broad spectrum of interests that represented the American economy and America's religious and social scenarios were all joined behind us. And what we're going to have to do if we want to see this bill through to fruition is to have that coalition out there working actively on behalf of this legislation. And to our friends in the House, we ask for your consideration, and we stand ready to sit down and negotiate with you. You may have different views on different aspects of this issue, but we should all of us share the same goal, and that is to take 11 million people out of the shadows, secure our borders, and make sure that this is the nation of opportunity and freedom that we had all envisioned it to be since it was founded.
Tomorrow marks the 6th anniversary from the last defeat of immigration on the floor of the United States Senate. Today there was a much better ending, a happy ending, a good ending, because we were given a rare opportunity. Every generation doesn't get this. We were given an opportunity to reaffirm America's values, and you heard it on the floor of the Senate today, as senator after senator came up and told their story and their family story, the American story. We were able to not only tell the story, we were able to vote for the bill that will reaffirm those values. I want to say a special word about the Dreamers. There's never been a civil rights movement, a human rights movement in this country's history where the young people and students haven't stood up and played a special role, taken on a larger responsibility than ever would be expected. Think about these kids. Think about these young people who have been told every day of their lives, keep your head down. When you see a policeman, just nod and smile. Don't let them ever know you're here because you're undocumented. They defied their parents, and they said, we're standing up and proudly proclaiming we want to be part of America's future. I think their voice made a difference, a big difference in the reason that we're here today, and a difference in the outcome of this great process. Finally, for those of us who believe in this government, believe in this democracy, believe in this country, and believe in the Senate, we reaffirm today what the Senate can be. When we stand together on a bipartisan basis, we can tackle the toughest issues in America. So before the American people give up on Congress, look at what we achieved today in a bipartisan fashion. Now we call on our friends in the House, meet the same challenge, convince America that your election was worth the vote, that your commitment is worth this country's great future.
There's so many storylines, I don't know where to begin. Number one, the Senate has about a 13 to 14% public approval rating like the Congress as a whole. It's my hope today that maybe we've given the American people a little bit of hope that things are going to get better. Difficult issue, emotional issue, 68 votes in a body that can't agree that Sunday should be a day off is a really step in the right direction. A bill becomes law when it's signed by the President. To our friends in the House, I understand that you may have a different approach. Speak with your voice. Speak in a way that you feel comfortable. Just don't ignore the issue. That's all I ask. This bill is not perfect, but it's a really good solution, in my view, to a very difficult problem. To those who believe the borders are broken, I agree. And this exceeded every expectation I had for border security. We have practically